of all, good evening, everyone.
Je ne sais pas comment répondre à cette question.
I don't really know how to answer this question.
Personne ne sait comment arrive chaque équipe. Je ne sais pas exactement les
I feel like this would be different with every team. I don't know what percentage I was at, but it doesn't really matter. This is the last game in the season. We've been feeling good. We've had a very good year. And for us, it's very important to finish this historic season in the best possible way. It's very important for us, for the club, and for our fans. Hi, Coach. To your left, Adrien Chantevolet, Le Parisien. What do you take away from this human adventure a whole month together? It's fairly unusual for a team to be 1 month together non-stop. Are you happy with everything you've seen in terms of behavior from your players off the pitch? As far as my players are concerned, yeah, this was sensational.
Je pense en année en termes d'efficacité.
Throughout the year, in terms of effectiveness, we have been absolutely incredible. We have truly written history in Paris, and we want to keep going. So we want to try to win tomorrow's game. But if I were to analyze our entire season, I would say, yeah, it was an extraordinary season.
Bonjour, Baptiste Bécard de l'AFP.
Baptiste Bécard, AFP. After the match against Real Madrid, you went and congratulated Fabian Ruiz. As he was getting his interview, apparently you were very happy. Could you tell us how important he is within this team? It looks like under your guidance, he has really grown into himself and into one of the best midfields in the world. I think what you said about Fabian is something that we could say about a lot of PSG players, and this has been the key to our team. At this stage in the season, we have had players who maybe haven't played the whole season, but they have been determined to help the team at any time, and this has been the key to our collective success. Fabian is a specific case. Maybe 2 years ago he had a few issues, but I think these days he is an absolutely indispensable player for everyone, and especially for me as a coach.
Hi, Luis, here to your left, Abraham Romero, El Mundo. I wanted to ask you whether it's the first time in your career as a coach that you can really tell that you're doing things right, that you have more tools and weapons at your disposal because you have defeated powerhouses, European powerhouses, 5-0 in the final, 4-0 against Real Madrid. Can you really tell that now you are doing things right more than ever before? No, I would say that I used to do things right other times in the past, and I was highly criticized, and I think I was right back then as well. I still make mistakes, but, you know, all you care about maybe is the result, and it seems now that I'm doing things well, but we used to do things so much better when we used to lose. Hi, Luis Aris Gabilondo, Diario AS, Spain. I think that you managed to convince everyone that your team is fantastic. So, do you feel like the star of this tournament and the star of this final? And also, do you think that if you win this title on Sunday, is this the best season in your career or not really? Well, I don't know. I'm no star at all. I wasn't a star as a player. I'm not a star as a coach. I like my job. I really enjoyed my career as a footballer. And same applies for my career as a coach. I'm enjoying it. Challenging times when things don't go well, of course, that's when I feel more at ease. So in that sense, it's marvelous when things go well, especially because our job makes so many people happy. All those supporters and people who follow our team, that's what I've learned in the past few years. And about everything else, I know how things go here. I know that coaches are good or bad, depending on the results they achieve. Those are the rules of the game. But I repeat, I think I was much better at times when I didn't win as much and I was highly criticized, but I don't care because I actually enjoy that criticism. I prefer to be criticized than praised far more. So in that sense, the best season in my career as a coach, yeah, maybe. But we need to win Sunday's game in order to put the icing on the cake. And I think that when you give it your all in a final, there's a winner and a runner-up. It doesn't mean that the runner-up did things wrong. I think that the main thing here is to give it our all during the 90 minutes and then let's see what happens.
Aquí Luis Enrique, Claudio Giglioni de Cadena 3
Over
Argentina.
here, Claudio Giglioni, Cadena 3, Argentina. I wanted to ask you whether you think that the final, that game, will it be more similar to the game of the quarterfinals because of the similarities between the opponents? And then you said that you felt you were doing things better when you used to lose more matches. In that sense, do you think that you're starting an era in football with that very direct football that everyone's praising? Well, all those praises, are due because we are winning. If we are defeated, we can only see what happened to Pep Guardiola's Man City, the best team in the decades. They lose 10 games and they get criticized. They're still a great team and he's still a great coach. But this is elite competition. And if you think this game is just going to be a walk in the park, that's because you don't really know what Chelsea are about. They just won the Conference League. They are growing. They have really good players, and Mr. Maresca, he's doing such a great job. I love this coach because of his playing style. He tries to build up from the back. He's very technical and talented players. They always go to the attack and pressing really well. They ended 4th in the Premier League and they had an amazing season. So it's not going to be an easy match at all, and not just a mere game and procedure. I mean, we'll try to give it at all, giving our 100% in our game and try to put the icing on the cake for PSG.
Luis, Zach Lowe de RG. Empiezo con una declaración tuya del
Luis, Zach Lowe, RG. Let me start quoting you from last summer. You said that you don't really like when a player has the freedom to move wherever he wants, because then there's situations that you can't really control and that you wanted to control, or different situations and positions. We can see that this is the most successful PSG team ever, but there aren't really any star. We don't have any Neymar, Mbappé or Messi. Do you think that it's not just coincidence that the best PSG are actually a PSG where there isn't just a single star, but 11 stars? Thank you. Bravo, chapeau. You ended saying the best thing you could say. 11 stars. That's football. We don't want just one main player. We want 11 stars. And I would say 13, 15 stars even. That's what we need in our squad. That's our commitment and the commitment we got from the manager managers and the president and myself, we wanted to have those 11, 15 stars and main players, and that's what we wanted. There isn't a single fan, a PSG fan, acting as the main protagonist or star. The whole Parc des Princes are a star, and that's what really we are about. We will lose at some point because, this is elite football, but that's the way we need to go, and we do want stars, but they need to serve the team.
Aurélien Gersin, RMC Sport. You responded in Spanish, but could you tell us again about the quality of Chelsea in French? A team that is at the beginning of its journey. To what extent do you fear Chelsea? What are its strengths? I think it's very important for us to be aware of how difficult this game is going to be because, in my opinion, I don't know, Enzo Maresca is a coach that I like a lot. I like how his team plays ball. Their team has a lot of salient individuals, but they also know how to defend under pressure. So I think their team is on par with ours. It's going to be a difficult opponent. And tomorrow is going to be a close, difficult game. Physically, they're also very strong.
Luis, ¿qué tal? Acá Morena Beltrán para ESPN Argentina, hablando de
Morena Beltrán, ESPN Argentina. You defined your team recently, and sometimes in social media people talk about total football, to put it like that, referring to what you're doing at PSG. And what would you say about this? Do you think that that's what you do in your team? I think that one of the best things I've ever heard is when a colleague, in this profession, whether it's a player or a coach, they tell us that they like the way we play. As coaches, we want to entertain. Of course, it depends on the quality of my players. And based on this talent of my players, I want to offer a show for all the fans and sports fans in general. Then I'm more than happy if we achieve this.
Many congratulations on all your success with the team in recent weeks. Can you please tell me what it means to you personally to lead Paris Saint-Germain to a first ever Champions League title, a huge moment for the club?
Well, it means a lot, without any doubt, because it was our first goal when we arrived last year to Paris. I think it was difficult, and making history was the main goal for all of us. And it means a lot, and now we start the next chapter trying to win more trophies, more important trophies, and tomorrow we have the last chance, the last match to win the World Cup clubs, and yeah, we are looking forward to playing that match and trying to rest a little bit.
Hola, Luis, aquí atrás, soy Adrián Foz, periodista.
Hi, Luis, here at the back, Adrián Foz, El Desmarque, Mediaset. I would like to ask you, in the past few weeks, there's been talks about Dembélé and the Ballon d'Or. Do you think that, Luis Enrique, you're also amongst the favorites to win the Ballon d'Or? I don't believe in individual awards in general, and even less so for a coach. The team is always above and beyond individual players or talent. I think that PSG, we are precisely leaders because of this. And when it comes to assist goals, how much is contributed during the season, and especially because his goals, assist, and his hard work, this all led to PSG winning all the titles that we've won. So I think that, these are the requirements that would make a player eligible to win this award, but that's my opinion.
Hi, Luis Enrique. Peter Rutzler from The Times. You face Chelsea tomorrow. I think it's a team you know well. I believe you were interviewed for the job there 2 years ago. I was wondering how close you were to the job at that time, but then also what you make of their project as another project with young players and is looking to develop them. Thank you.
Well, if I have to speak about Chelsea and his manager, I think he's one of the most attractive managers to watch. His team, of course. The way they play, the way they attack, the way they defend. And you can appreciate clearly their level on the ball and off the ball. It's going to be difficult because I think we are similar in the most important aspect of the play, and I think it's going to be an interesting match. And we are ready, they are ready, and all of us had won trophies in this season, Conference League for them and Champions League for us. And I think it's going to be a really interesting match.
Merci.
Merci.
Thank you very much, Luis Enrique, and of course we wish you all the best for the final on Sunday here in New York, New Jersey.